in singles action, you know, and we've had that talk earlier about me wanting to make a call for you, and you know, I think I should find a partner and I should get a tag title shot. I mean,
Man, here's the problem. The tag team titles are great, but Boulevard, you're so much more above the tag title. But I'll tell you what. Let's go with the theme of I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So tonight, you take out strychnine, I'll take care of you. How about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard James Boulevard gonna go one-on-one tonight with the Lethal Dose Strychnine. But right now, I want to bring out a man who's been on quite a tear since coming to APW. You may know him from being your North Georgia champion. Please welcome the real deal, Chris Steele. Chris Steele, the match has been made official. Antrone Brewer going one-on-one against you for this, the North Georgia Championship. Well, first of all,
cheer for me!
Excuse me, you're wet. All right, guys, keep this thing civil. I was just talking to the North Georgia champion about his match with you at Spring Break Bash. So what better way to address this match than to have you two face off right here? And guys, I don't know what you're doing out here, but here, I got this, baby. Why are you, well, back to you, Chris Steele, I'm gonna talk to you. What's this about?
Well, Jeremy Vane, it doesn't matter what this is about. Jeremy Vane knows what it's about. These fans here in Royston, Georgia knows exactly what it's about. It's about you once again coming here to APW and trying to take over.
Right, Mayson, punk, over that.
I've said this for the past couple of weeks. You come in here and Jeremy Vane calls you the total package. Jonathan Feltner calls you the real deal, Chris Steele. These fans go crazy and cheer for you when you walk through the curtain. Antrone Brewer has a problem with that.
Go home and
My problem is, I should be wearing that title right there. I should have been included into the tournament, but the powers that be here at APW trying to hold me down. So Chris Steele, the contract has been signed, just like Vane stated earlier. April 25th, here at the APW Arena, you will see a new North Georgia champion. His name will be Antrone Brewer. You will cheer for me.
No.
And in case you don't know who that guy is right there, he is the Habersham Hero. He's with me because he is my former partner. We ran over APW Tag Team Division for 6 months straight. So whenever we're together, there's a problem. So Mr. North Georgia champion, being that it's 2 of us out here, and a champion, you're the total package, Chris Steele. So how about we challenge you right now in a tag team matchup, but oh, you don't have a partner. You could pick this idiot here on the front row who cheer for you every week. Yeah, or you could take that old man right there, or the lady that he's with. Or you can take on both of us in a handicap tag.
You want to know something? I don't need a partner.
Oh, wait! We need security or a ref? Come on. Come on, guys.
Well, it kind of looks like, ladies and gentlemen, this is an impromptu handicap match. What started out as a subtle interview stating about Spring Break Bash has turned into nothing more than a mugging. Chris Steele was not prepared for this kind of a match. Well, wait a minute, there comes Ken Lee. You've got to believe he's coming to the aid of the real deal, Chris Steele. Brewer and Mayson don't see him. Crossbody off the top rope. Both men go down to the ground, and it looks like we may just very well have a tag team partner for Chris Steele.
He was in the lights with that high cross body, and what a wild turn of events. I just wanted to talk to the champion.
Well, evidently they had more things on their mind besides talking. Both men are ready, very ready, and energetic for Spring Break Bash. We're going to find out.
I guess this is a tag match. We've got a referee. Somebody's authorized something.
Evidently. We're waiting for the signal from referee Corey Finley to signify that this is a tag team match.
He wouldn't be in there if it wasn't.
Not officially called for the bell.
Fans, I've just received word that a tag team match has been approved by Commissioner Kevin Pierce.
Here we go. Kevin Pierce states it. It's clad tag team match right now. Brewer and Mayson against Lee and the North Georgia champion, Chris Steele.
Jonathan Feldner, this is a big turn of events. Should be an exciting matchup.
Bell sounds and we are underway.
But why can't I do an interview? Am I doing something wrong?
Evidently your presence and your aura just brings out the worst in people, apparently. Nothing
Every week that I try.
Nothing against you, but I guess just the fact that you were a former competitor, it just brings out everybody's fighting spirit.
Well, it disappoints me because I'm doing my best to be a good broadcast journalist, and Mean Gene Okerlund would be proud of me if I could do an interview like he could. And, that's my goal. I want to be like the best, Jonathan, and every time it's like somebody's got to crash my party, but that's neither here nor there. Brewer and Mayson are having second thoughts now that the odds are even.
Well, you still definitely have plenty of time, but right now, Brewer and Mayson caught completely off guard. They thought it was just going to be a world-class mugging on the part of Chris Steele. Ken Lee had other plans, and now they have this tag team match that I promise you they weren't ready for, but it looks like the real deal and the Habersham Hero are going to square off right now, sizing each other up.
And Ken Lee, obviously, apparently wasn't on the card tonight, but, he's the epitome of what young guys in the wrestling business need to do. You be there. I don't care if you've got a job. You stay there. You're there all the time. You're there willing to work. You're trying to work. You're begging to work. You're standing there in your wrestling gear hoping for an opportunity like this, and it happened tonight for Ken Lee.
It exactly did, and right now, the Habersham Hero giving Chris Steele fits. Quick tag to Antrone Brewer, rather.
I always want to call him the fireman. I can't understand why.
Well, maybe it was because he went by the fireman or the fireman. Grammatically correct in that way, I guess.
Yeah.
Went by that for the better part of a year.
And Brewer doing what he can to eliminate the eyesight of the real deal early on in this contest.
Fans voicing their displeasure for the underhanded tactics shown by Brewer and Mayson. Another quick tags. That's one thing. That's the one advantage that Brewer and Mayson are going to have, an advantage over any time they're in the ring with anybody. They were tag team champions for well over 6 months here in APW, so they have that tag team knowledge. But right now, that doesn't matter whenever you've got a 252-pound monster known as Chris Steele.
and I don't care about their resume. I don't care how long they were tag team champions. Tonight, they're facing off against the real deal, and that's something they haven't done before.
Right you are. You've got the power and the strength of Chris Steele, and then you've got the high-flying, lightning-quick speed of Ken Lee. An interesting combination for a tag team.
To say the least. How much does Chris Steele weigh?
He weighs in at 252.
So 252, that's a total combined weight of about, what, 315?
Well, Ken Lee weighs about 165, so you're looking right at a clean 400 pounds.
I distinctly read on the scales that he weighs 60 pounds.
Did you see that yourself?
Well, no, I was told from a source.
Ah.
But I trust all my sources.
As a good broadcast journalist should.
Right.
Always trust your sources, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. And Ken Lee now may be paying for the mistake of coming out here and sticking his nose in where it don't belong.
Well,
then again, maybe not. Kicks the taller Scott Mayson nearly in the face. And he got him in the face that time for sure. And he may be out on his feet.
Ken Lee, just one of those individuals that is so entertaining and fast-paced to watch. You never know what the man is going to do. But he has definitely proven that size does not matter in the wrestling ring whenever you've got the kind of athletic prowess that Ken Lee does. But right now, turned inside out by the Habersham Hero with that vicious clothesline.
You know what they're trying to do now is ground the man that can beat you in the air. And they're doing just that. This man nearly hit our lighting rig above the ring with a high cross body just a few moments ago. And I guarantee you, he won't be hitting that maneuver anymore this evening.
Right now, Antrone Brewer and Scott Mayson are keeping the fresh man in, which is probably the smartest thing to do right now in this stage of the match.
And Brewer and Mayson have isolated Ken Lee. And Chris Steele is on the ring apron, growing impatient.
Right now, Brewer and Mayson have done one fine job of isolating Ken Lee into the opposite corner that he really needs to be in right now.
He keeps trying to fight, and you got to admire that kid for that.
Jeremy Vane, you've been a tag team wrestler before. You've been a tag team champion. What is it like whenever you're the man that's being isolated in that match and you just can't seem to get to your tag team partner? How much does it drain you to be in that match knowing that you can't tag your partner? You've got two men just bashing you and beating you continuous. What is that like for a man?
It's very frustrating. It's more frustrating than it is painful at the time. Now, don't get me wrong, it's more painful the next day. But it's so frustrating because you've got this. All you need is a slight chance, one mistake. And then when you get that mistake, you're still not able to capitalize. I mean, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. That's why I get so upset over here talking about it. I feel like I'm in there sometimes.
I can imagine how frustrating it is knowing that you have got to make a tag and you can't do it. And right now, just an expert job on Mayson and Brewer. They have completely taken Chris Steele out of this match. They have completely taken him out of being effective in this match. All of their frustration is going directly to Ken Lee. Able to move out of the way. This could be the mistake you were talking about, Bane.
And there's the failure to capitalize I was talking about. Ken Lee finding out all about it. And Brewer and Mayson, you know, they were like the MVPs of APW in 2013, in my opinion. And they're well on their way to holding that spot well into 2014. Who would have ever thought young the fireman would grow to be such an obnoxious guy? I like the fireman a lot better than I like Antrone Brewer. Sorry, you all right?
Yes, I'm good. I'm just taking in this great action studying a bit. Almost able to get that tag, but the Habersham hero.
He didn't know where he was at. But Chris Steele could have reached out and touched someone. Good job from Mayson and Brewer keeping their eyes on their opponent.
This is danger time for Ken Lee. You've got to believe he needs to make a tag to Chris Steele as quickly as possible. Able to fight back, trying to go against the ropes, but Scott Mayson able to drag him down by the hair directly to the mat.
Hard into the buckle. Do I need to remind everyone that Scott Mayson is 6'6", 270 pounds?
Maybe, possibly.
Am I right about 70? I kind of guessed at that.
You're giving him about 35 pounds credit.
Oh, he weighs 300 pounds?
Credit.
Oh, hey,
Higher than-
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Wow. Yeah, I understand. Me being a broadcast journalist, I usually don't guess, but since I'm sitting beside the ring announcer, figured I'd just find out.
I guess I'm the mathematician of the group.
Don't
Beautiful
talk
kick
to me.
by Ken Lee. He has got to do his best, Vane, to get over into that corner and tag Chris Steele. Chris Steele knows that he wants that tag. He needs that tag. And right now, look at Habersham here. God.
Oh! And Scott Mason's going to make sure he doesn't make that tag. And referee Corey Finley's going to have his hands full, keeping the real deal back. Oh, you can't allow that, referee. Come on. You didn't see that tag, Finley.
Evidently,
It was legal, but he did not see it.
evidently not. But right now, it is for sure absolute danger zone for Ken Lee.
It's a danger zone if you're the Habersham hero or Antrone Brewer, because you've got a red-hot real deal sitting on the apron getting really ticked off.
Every second that he spends on that apron, that is more anger and frustration that is just setting in for Chris Steele. You have got to believe he is licking his chops to get in there against Antrone Brewer to soften him up before April the 25th in the Spring Break Bash. Ken Lee able to...
Oh!
Every time it seems like Ken Lee is going to just break over that plateau, they knock him right back down.
Brewer didn't want anything to do with Chris Steele here in the early goings of this match. And here we are later on. He still has not touched Chris Steele.
If Ken Lee keeps going this way, I'm not sure if he's going to even have enough energy to make the tag if he has the opportunity.
What a forearm from Antrone Brewer. Knocks Ken Lee all the way to the floor. He's fighting his way to get back up to the ring apron. A hard right hand, another one. He's just fighting off desperation at this point. The high flying of Ken Lee comes into play.
Able to spring off the top rope.
I don't think he got all he wanted, but he may have gotten enough, Jonathan.
Right now, he has got to make that tag.
He's grabbing for his ankle.
Ken Lee writhing in pain and desperation and being just flat out tired and exhausted.
That could have been the ultimate sacrifice, Jonathan.
Inching closer and closer, and he got it. Chris Steele in, off the ropes, gosh.
Big shoulder tackle from the champ. Another one.
A ball of fire is Chris Steele.
Up and down with Scott Mayson. Goes for the cover, and Brewer not having that.
Brewer able to...
Uh-oh, he could be terminated.
Able to...
Oh, and he slips away at the last moment.
I think Brewer almost saw his life flash before his eyes.
I think someone needs to check his underwear. Maybe Scott Mayson could volunteer for that
Look
one.
at Ken Lee, though.
Oh! Oh, and an enziguri to the back of the head.
Setting up Scott Mayson for the Terminator on sight.
And that's, uh-oh.
A
He
tag
makes
to
the
Ken
tag.
Lee.
All right.
Check this out.
How fitting.
Tribute to the late, great Ultimate Warrior. There you go. What a way. Could it possibly end the match? And yes, it will. Yeah.
What a respectful, classy move.
Your winners of the match, the team of Kinley and the real deal, Chris Steele.
What an impressive victory that was for the real deal, Chris Steele. And there you see the stare down between the challenger and the champion. We're 2 weeks away from Spring Break Bash. Will we see the same result?
We could very well, but still we've got a lot more action coming your way. The main event